Hello, my lovely subscribers, my amazing cybernauts. You are welcome to today's episode on Sustainary Energia channel. Are you a new subscriber? I welcome you to my channel. My name is Egbe Eyong Akumbe. I specialize in energy, natural resources, and sustainable development law. Are you a new subscriber? You're welcome. Are you an oldie? I welcome you once more. If you are on my channel, that's because you're interested in hydrocarbons. You could be interested in hydrocarbons, that's oil and gas, crude oil. You could be interested in mining minerals. You could be interested in electricity, wind energy, atomic energy. You could be interested in a lot, forestry, water resources. So all those different forms of energy is the reason why this channel exists. To you, my students, I thank you for the questions, and there's a lot I'm going to do in terms of demonstration with these two rulers and with my hands, as I usually do, because of the students who go through this channel. Now, once more, I want to thank Motherland. I've done that before, I do it most times, but I want to appreciate most African countries which are already taking initiative to make us aware of the wealth around us. You can only protect something when you know its value. So that's why this channel exists. We are not interested in getting all monetized. We are interested in spreading the awareness first and foremost. So if you are with me today, that's why you are on Sustainary Energia channel. So today I want to talk about hydrocarbons. As I had earlier on said, I want us to get to know about the Seven Sisters and the role they played. Now, what was the strategy of these Seven Sisters? Who are the Seven Sisters? During what period did the Seven Sisters reign? Those will be the three questions that I will focus on. And how did the host country benefit or suffer from the presence of the Seven Sisters? Let me start with who they are. Now, the Seven Sisters happen to be the major international oil companies which reigned between the periods of 1930 to 1970. That means that during that period, they had maximum dominance as far as the strength of the oil market was concerned. That means for a period of 40 years, they ruled and reigned around the entire world. Now, what strategy did they use? The strategy they used was that of a well-developed vertical integration of their operations. This means company blue meets with company green and they want to work together. When they are coming together like this, they meet and the rulers go up, forming some vertical integration. So you notice if I keep bringing these ones which are like this together, the ruler keeps, the height of the tower keeps going up. So I hope this little demo helps my students. So this is to explain how this well-developed vertical integration, vertical come together, took them higher and higher, and this is how they gained so much strength. Any company that wanted to work had to toe the line, and so these seven major oil companies, let's get to know who they are. We had British Petroleum, we had Exxon, we had Gulf, we had Royal Dutch, which is also called Shell, we had Standard Oil of California, we had Mobil and Shell. Now, for quick recap, we have Mobil, we have Royal Dutch, we have British Petroleum, we have Texaco, we have Standard Oil of California, we have Gulf, we have Exxon. I think I've named the seven all over again. So in our part of motherland, for example, there are most neighborhoods that bear the names Texaco Omispor. There is Mobile in Queen. These are very different regions within the same country. There is Mobile Omispor. There is BP Cité. BP means BP, which is British Petroleum. There's even a roundabout called Carrefour Agip Carrefour is a French appellation for roundabout. This means that these companies had lived in these places until the places were known by the names of the company. Now you can say Texaco Aeroport. That means Texaco at the airport. So these companies had lived, reigned, just as they did in my country. That is how they did in many other African countries. And this is how they milked these countries of their resources. Now we are shifting from that side to how they benefited or did not benefit the host country. Now for the host countries, they had little or nothing to say. They had minimal participation. There's a claim that they took part in it because they signed concession contracts with them, but no, the host countries had little or no participation because they were not in charge. They were not there doing exploration. They were not there as a control team doing exploitation. So they couldn't control anything these companies were doing. They were the autochthones. They were in charge. They did as they wished. And so the only thing these host countries benefited were royalties and other payments. So this brings us to the sad side of how these seven sisters reigned in motherland, because without control of exploitation, they did as they wished. They claimed to exploit within, let's say, 100 square meters, but they took 1,000 square meters. How would they know? How would the host country know who is controlling them? Nothing. There was no inspection team. There was nothing. So this brings us to the very end of how the seven sisters ruled and reigned. I hope that this topic helps us to understand that these companies, are no longer the main ones, but they reigned in their time. Standard Oil reigned, Exxon reigned, British Petroleum reigned, Royal Dutch, which is also called Shell, reigned. There's even a particular documentary, I don't know if it's still permitted to be online, from which I understood that there's a particular African country where there was oil spillage, and in order to control it, because it was so much on the seas, they had to set fire on it. A way of making it leave the surface of water is to burn it, and this fire had to burn for over 3 years. So imagine what happened to the people in that environment, that vicinity, their vegetation, their housing, because crude oil is crude. It breaks the walls of houses. So this is a little bit of how their legal minds come in. There's a lot of legal issues in it, but we're not getting to give any legal infos here. We're getting you to understand and love natural resources. We're giving you the background history. We're giving you what you need to understand. If you have legal questions, we'll freely answer them, but that's upon request. If we choose to bring any legal topic, that's beautiful. You should know that it's upon request. So I hope this episode helped you to understand how these seven companies ruled and reigned, and that is to lead us into understanding the topic which I want to talk about, which is concession. This is going to be our very next episode. Hoping this one was good and well understood. I'll be so pleased to meet you in my next episode. Have a wonderful evening. Bye.